to yet another Wanderlocal live chat hangout. We are super pumped to get to hang out with y'all tonight because it feels like it has been forever since we have had the chance to do this.
It kind of has been.
Well, since the last time we talked, we have traveled over 2,500 miles from California to Tennessee, which is where we are here tonight. And golly jeepers.
It was a very heavy travel month. Not a lot of time for live chats, but we did film some really, really cool stuff that we're excited to share with you in the coming weeks.
Hello, Christina. Welcome. Thanks for joining us tonight. So where are you guys coming from this evening? We want to hear all about it. So to get started, like we mentioned, it's a wine night. So we hope you guys all have gotten your own glass of something, adult beverage or not, for us to hang out.
Sparkling water, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
This was actually an idea from our last live stream. Everybody thought that we should do kind of like a wind down on a Sunday evening. And we thought, well, that's a brilliant idea. Let's make that happen. Bill, and hopefully Olivia coming in as well. Hello, Sherry Valdez from South Carolina.
Hey, Kyle. What's up?
Kyle, what is up, my friend?
Okay.
Should I do that?
No, I think I got it.
One of us was a bartender, and one of us was not. I'll let you guess. But it wasn't me. There we go.
It's hard to talk and open a bottle of wine.
Champagne. Christina's having some champagne. That is what I'm talking about. We are huge fans of the bubbly.
Hello,
Huge
Sherry
fans.
and Leanne. Thanks for coming in, y'all. So we have these really super cool wine glasses that we do, or that we got these at Airstream Supply Co. But they're super convenient for RV life because they just screw on like this, and you still get a stem.
And because obviously wine glasses don't hold up over the mileage, bouncing around in the RV, so they just can kind of bounce around. No big deal. Don't have to worry about broken glass. Yes, let's get this going.
All right. So, Michael, we enjoyed meeting you too. So the reason that we came all the way from California to Tennessee was the Airstream International Rally. And if you have an Airstream and don't know much about the Airstream Club, is definitely something you want to Google because they have all sorts of fun get-togethers and the community is basically awesome. But cheers.
Yes. Got some locals, our hometown area of Tampa Bay. Awesome.
Okay, so Bill says, so is it true that Daniel is challenging another hot chip challenge?
I will say that was the first time, and it will be the last time that I eat one of those hot chips. They say you got to know your limits, and apparently Carolina Reaper is my limit.
For those of you guys who may have missed our Wednesday video, so one of the things that's changed in the last month since we talked to you guys is we started publishing our Wednesday videos, which we're so excited about. We have had so many fun adventures that we really needed to be able to.
Man,
all right, wait a second.
Here we go.
Snow Dogs Vlogs. Hello, it's so good to see you. Oh, we appreciate you.
Thank you so much. And that means a lot coming from Jessica because she has the 1 million subscriber plaque. And if I had that, I'm just throwing this out here, like I talked about, I would wear it around my neck like Flavor Flav.
Jessica,
I would.
I think that would look really good on you.
And if you haven't checked out their channel, please do.
They're awesome.
They have the cutest, cuddliest dogs. So cool. Thank you so much. Coming in from Connecticut here.
Welcome, welcome. So we started launching our Wednesday videos, which is very fun. And one of those Wednesday videos was a hot chip challenge that you guys suggested we should do. Hello, the Watts. Thank you for another Smart chat?
Super chat.
Super chat. Yay! So for those of you guys who don't know what a super chat is, you can get to them through the YouTube platform. For those of y'all who are on Facebook, it is a YouTube functionality. But we appreciate y'all. Everything that we get from these goes directly back into the communities where we are shopping local, and we love that. All right.
Christina, we agree with you. We love the WODs as well. Definitely check out their channel. Another one of our favorites.
Absolutely.
Terry. Hello, Terry. Welcome to our chat. Welcome to our Sunday Fun Day wind down, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. But Bill, back to your point. I will not be eating another hot chip ever. I think I'm going to go back to like salt and pepper chips. I think that's going to be like the extent of my heat.
Hey, Fatty. It's good to see you tonight.
Or me riding around with all the hot sauces because it's going to be a while before I can put hot sauce on anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's a real thing. Oh, Victoria, hi, we miss you, friend. Yeah, unfortunately, we learned the truth that I think I've known for a while with the hot chip video is that, you know, I definitely like hot food more than Daniel does.
I mean, so the ironic thing is that when we first met, I definitely ate all the hot food.
That's true.
And Lauren's just like the salt and pepper kind of gal. And somehow over the years, I mean, we've been together almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somehow she surpassed the master, apparently, because she can definitely tolerate hotter stuff than I can.
I think the master is probably a little bit of an extreme.
I mean,
that video.
Yeah, that's true. I really have never room to talk anymore.
So, Christina, we are in Nashville, and the weather is hot. Like, really freaking hot.
My sister's home, really.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I guess that's for real. Oh, look! We got another one.
Yes,
PVC, thank you. Oh, come on, you gotta give us a question or something you want us to answer if you're gonna be awesome enough to give us a smart chat.
You have the floor.
Super chat.
I mean, again, you know, those super chats, they mean the world to us. So thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts.
Thank you. Honestly, like the community that this whole channel has built is definitely our number one favorite thing about all of this.
Yeah.
So let's see. What are y'all's RV life questions? What can we share with y'all tonight? Y'all have seen a whole bunch of our lives recently.
Yeah, throw out some just questions, and we're just gonna like, you know, open the floor to all the questions and just kind of go from there. But Victoria, you're leaving for Napa and then headed to Bora Bora.
Ooh, that's a long flight. That'd be so fun.
That is awesome. That's been on our bucket list for, gosh, I mean, that's probably on most people's bucket list, I think, going to Bora Bora.
100%.
Yeah, and
We
obviously
want to see all the pictures.
All the pictures, yeah, and I mean, well, they're famous for those. They call those things the above water villas, I think, right?
Oh,
Bora
yeah,
Bora,
that's real.
right?
Oh, look, Alex sent us another super chat. So when are we coming to Tampa so we can get lunch? So we actually are going to be in Florida next week because we did this huge long trip from California to Tennessee. We filmed a ton of video. So we're going to go take a quick break and go visit Daniel's family in Orlando because they haven't seen us in a while, and that's kind of cruel.
It's kind of, it's one of those things where it was kind of like it's kind of sad, you know, because we're on the road full time, and we were heading out west. We knew we wouldn't see my parents for quite a while. So I'm really excited to hang out with my parents and my brother back in Tampa Bay, and that's just going to be so much fun. It's been way too long, honestly. But now we've kind of made our way back out east.
Yep.
Right? After being out west.
It's really nice to be back on this time zone because it means we're only 1 hour different from most of our family and our work friends, and that makes a big difference.
Oh, there you go. That's actually the perfect question, PVC 2112.
Well, and that's part of why we're going home too. So PVC 2112 says, where do we get our hair done on the road? So for me, I will wait. As you can see here, I got some serious roots going. And that's because I have been waiting to go to the gal who I go to in Tampa Bay. I love her to the moon and back. And so I'm going to be getting my hair done when we're in Florida next week.
Yeah, Leanne, that's a great question. We've got a couple of things that we have planned, and those are kind of set in stone. So one is we're going to...
Oh, hold on. Pause. Therese, hello! We're happy y'all made it. We can't believe y'all must have driven fast. So Therese, we actually got to meet at the Airstream International Rally, which was so much freaking fun. So we're excited about visiting them in the future.
We love you. It was so good to hang out with you, honestly. It was so good hanging out with you.
Anya, thank you so much. So my birthday was on Tuesday of this past week. I turned 33. I'm pretty excited about it. So that was awesome. Let's see.
Yeah, but where we're headed to Palooza, which is another rally in September. And the really cool thing is, for the last rally at Airstream, we got to celebrate Lauren's birthday at the Airstream rally. And now we're going to Palooza. And for Palooza, we're going to be celebrating my birthday at that rally. And then we're headed to Chicago for the Chicago Marathon. And then we're headed to New York City for the New York City Marathon. And then we're going to need a break from running.
So we shouldn't be drinking wine. We should absolutely be drinking only water because we're supposed to be running 24/7. But what do you do? So Brad asked, did we enjoy our stop in Lebanon, Tennessee? Have we ever stayed at Cage's Bend Campground on the lake? We did enjoy our stop at Lebanon. We stayed at the Wilson County Fairgrounds, which is where the Airstream International Rally was held. It was very fun. It was kind of hot. Like we mentioned, it's hot here now, but other than that, it was lovely. There was no shade. So we haven't been to the Cage's Bend Campground. We're gonna have to put that on our list.
No, and there's a really cool coffee shop we went to as well.
Oh yeah,
they had great coffee. They had good pastries
really
there as well. Right?
Real.
I mean, we're pretty much always checking out the local coffee shops. That's just like given wherever we go.
Yeah.
And there are some good ones. Jill and Jaxie, thank you so much for joining in. Jill sent us some pictures of her new puppy, and he is
ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, seriously.
It makes us want a puppy ourselves. We're trying to limit the number of things that we continue to put on our plate. So that's probably a little much.
I know. Yeah, we're moving.
Yeah.
Often.
Moving quickly.
Yeah.
Let's see. Beth, hello. Welcome. And Christina, thank you for the birthday wishes. Much appreciated.
Mr. Chalker chiming in here. Hello.
And Martha.
Chalker,
we're super excited about seeing you
Mr.
too.
John here shares a birthday, at least a birthday month with you as well. He's on the 12th. So happy birthday, John.
July birthdays are obviously the bestest.
Oh, man, that chip challenge. That was... Oh gosh, I mean, honestly,
it was the best birthday present a girl could ever ask for.
Yeah. So Casey hasn't watched it yet, so I want to But Casey, since you haven't watched it, just so you know, I basically crushed it. I mean, you're gonna feel very bad for Lauren. That's all you really need to know. So at this point, you pretty much skip it and just know that I won. Yeah, there's really just no point in watching it.
That's how I remember it going down too.
Yeah, I basically crushed it. Lauren was like, it's so hot. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be okay. Stuff like that. So you can basically just skip it and just know that's what happens. That's like the synopsis of the chip video. So
Christina, what is our favorite wine? So tonight we are actually drinking Flourish, which is an organic and vegan wine. Yes, wine can be vegan. It's a whole thing worth Googling.
Favorite wine.
But I think our favorite wine is probably
Sea Smoke.
Sea Smoke, yeah. It's out of California, and they make the most incredible Pinot Noir. And we had that at our wedding, and actually were able to score a couple bottles while we were out in California, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah, Sea Smoke. And actually, my friend is on the allocation list every year, and he wrote them, and for our wedding, they hand wrote a note to us for our wedding on our wedding day and gave us a special vineyard only bottle. And
they're wonderful people.
Man, oh gosh, that's part of it, right? I mean, like we always talk about, the experiences and the connections we make are the most important things. So there may be better wines, but that's a really good one.
We love that one. Weekend Wandering, welcome. Yeah. Thanks for coming to hang out with us tonight.
Yeah, and then Susan has her winery in, where was that?
Dandenberger Wines.
Dandenberger Wines?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is definitely...
That was a really fun harvest.
Yes. That was, if you've seen the video where we're Lauren's helping to squash the grapes, she makes some mind-blowing wines out there. She's aging some of them in barrels, like bourbon barrels and things like that, and those wines are just
What about y'all?
awesome.
Do y'all have favorite wines? I want to see them.
Seriously.
Especially those that are in the U.S. that we can go visit because we really like wine. Yes, Kyle, it was in Springfield.
That's it. Springfield, Illinois. Yeah, that was, again, just, that's exactly why, and I know, Kyle, we were talking about this as well. I mean, the memories that you're creating when you're on the road, you'll have them forever. I mean, you're not going to remember the big screen TVs you bought or the really fancy cars, maybe unless it's like a really cool classic, because we have seen a lot of those lately. But honestly, it's getting out there and creating memories that you'll remember forever. That's what it's all about.
Welcome, Randy and Diane. We're excited that you guys are here. So one of the things that we're going to start doing is we are going to get more consistent about doing these lives. And what's even better than y'all hearing us jabber on and be goofy back and forth is that we're going to start bringing on some other experts to talk about like things about RV life. Like next weekend, next Sunday night, we're going to actually be bringing Xiomara from Lily's Organizing online with us. And she is going to be talking about all things organizing, whether it be RVs, at home, and she's going to be answering all of you guys' questions. So we're really excited about that. And then in the next coming weeks, we are also going to team up with the Zephyr Travels channel, and they're going to come on and hang out with us for the evening as well. So it's going to be really, really fun. So if y'all have people that you think that are even like topics that you want us to cover, let us know, because we're really, really excited about teaming up with some more of these lives because we just have so much fun on them. We figured we would invite more people to.
I know. I mean, Cece was our first true collaboration, right? And Zephyr Travels and Love 7 was our second. And we did a, what do you call it, like a panel discussion at the Airstream International Rally, and it was awesome.
It was so
Honestly,
fun.
We had so much fun. And I think what was most interesting about doing the panel discussion is that everybody learns, right? Like, you guys are learning while we're listening, but we're also learning by hearing the other speakers talk as well.
Totally.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's what makes it, I mean, really, it's beneficial for everybody
100%.
involved, which is
and
really
also,
cool.
our talk that we did about so when we did a talk at the Airstream International Rally, it was on, like, what is it like, the behind the scenes of running a YouTube channel. And the team over at Zephyr Travels actually recorded that, and we're going to be sharing that video through all of our social channels. So we look forward to sharing that with you guys in the very near future.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was a fun time.
Ooh, Amanda, in Dow Winery, we looked at that one. We could not get a reservation. We were in Paso Robles to get in there, but we have heard really good things, and we bought one of their bottles of wine at the grocery store while we were there, and it was freaking delicious. So we love Paso Robles. We will go back in a heartbeat.
Well, speaking of places we haven't been, Christina with Spire Mountain, we have not been to Oregon yet, so that is... it's up on that list. I know, definitely. It's definitely one of the places I was, obviously most looking forward to. Besides, like, always looking forward to everything, really. I mean, every state, there's always something there that we never expected, I think.
Totally true.
Right?
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, we were in.
Ketsy says, love the lives. Also can't stop laughing about the hot chip challenge. That makes two of us. Seriously, when we watched that video, it was so funny. So we shot the video, and for most of the videos that we do that have like storytelling associated with them, I cut up all of the video and put in the voiceovers and then send it over to our team to do all of the fancy stuff to make it look professional. But with this one, there wasn't really much of a story to tell other than the misery that ensued from the chip. So I just sent it straight over to our team, and I was like, guys, if it's really boring, just cut it down. Like, if it's only a couple of minutes long, it's totally fine. And so we see a notification come in from our cell phones letting us know that the video is ready for us to watch. And we were actually on our way home from the Grand Ole Opry because we went to the Grand Ole Opry for my birthday, which was super fun.
That was amazing.
And so I get the notification. I'm like, oh, yay, we can watch it. I hope it's not like 3 minutes long. And lo and behold, it was 25 minutes. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's no way this is entertaining for 25 minutes. We've got to look at this. Something must have gone wrong. And so we looked at the video, we got home, and I just cried. I laughed so hard.
I mean, I've got nothing. I'm speechless now. Yeah, but apparently during that chip challenge, I could not shut up.
Well, the thing about it is that was not even remotely what we expected for that to go down. Like, we both expected to be miserable. I definitely expected to be more miserable than Daniel would be. So when it turned out the way it turned out, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody who hasn't seen it.
I will just say, in my defense, look at other chip challenges for context, because I would say that I crushed it. Yeah, and we'll just have to leave it at that. I think I pretty much crushed it. Nailed it.
Chris Collins, I think that after that display, I may be considered a professional spicy.
Stuart, welcome. Stuart, what's up, man?
Oh my god.
Stuart, dang, man. I thought you had my back. I thought you had my back, Stuart. Yeah, I mean, there's... I'm trying to think of some of the stuff that I know we talked a little bit about this, but we've got some fun content coming up. And yeah, there we go, Ketsy. Thank you. Yes, crushed it. See, somebody's got my back.
I don't think Amanda's got it.
There's a video coming up where we visited Park City, Utah, or Olympic Park in Utah, and there is an adventure park. And let's just say that we did some depth-defying stunts, right? Yeah, it was
That
fun.
place is fun.
That place is fun. If you haven't been to
crazy.
Olympic Park in Utah, in Park City, Utah, that should definitely be on your list.
Yeah. I like what Bill says. To be fair, there are some, as soon as they eat the chip, they're on the floor crying like a little girl. That was what my expectation was for.
Dang, yeah. I mean, thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bill. See, Bill's got my back.
Bill's
I hope that counts as 2 votes. I hope, Olivia, that also counts for you too, as well. And that's actually 2 votes for Team Daniel, because that was...
Oh man.
It was... Yeah. We launched that. We shot that at the rally, right? And here's the behind-the-scenes stuff, because this is what you guys really want to know, right? So we shot that video at the Airstream rally, and then we headed over to the main, the buildings where they were having events. What was it that night? It was the Vintage Club Party or something?
Yeah.
Right. So we shot that video, and then a few hours later we walked over to the Vintage Party, and that was awesome. Yeah. And honestly, while we were walking, we were just getting random hot flashes and nausea. It was crazy. Literally.
The after effects
both of us
of eating that chip are beyond.
Oh, I know. It's a at least 24 hour party. It's not just what you see on video. There's a 24-hour party.
Yeah, it's
that
not
comes
fun.
along with it. You're just walking along, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, hot flash.
No, it's not fun. Okay, Christina asks us a good question. What's your least favorite thing about being full-time RV?
Least favorite thing? The fact that we have to think about this one is difficult. It says a lot.
I think it depends on the season. So each season comes with its own challenge.
Good question.
Right? So when we very first started, it was relatively close to being winter, and we did not know that it was a golden rule of RV life to chase good weather.
Yeah.
So we found ourselves in Chicago when it snowed. Luckily, we got out of there one day before they had a couple of feet of snow.
We ran away from snow to Texas.
Yeah, well, y'all know how that went. But when we were in really cold weather, showers were miserable. I mean, when it's negative degrees outside, it's really hard to get your hot water to heat up to an adequate level of not
But I think we can get a little bit more out of it than we have in the past, because
we didn't know what we were doing either.
We didn't know what we were doing. We're part of a lot of Airstream groups online and RV groups online, and we learned how to set our thermostat for the shower up so we get hotter water and things like that. So that definitely made it better.
So the long version, or the short version of that is I miss good quality showers. So I'm constantly bumming a real shower off of someone, or going and using a campground shower if I want a really long shower.
My least favorite thing is every time I see something cool at another campground, or I see somebody we're going around the campground and I'm like, oh, that is genius. I want to order it, right? So RV life can be very expensive. And, you know, there's like the budget you set for yourself. And then there's like what happens when you see something really cool and you're like, I need that.
Yeah.
Right? So then you end up spending more than you anticipated. So that's what I like least about it. There's so many additional expenses after the fact.
What you
right?
just described was like a lack of self-control, though.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, that's well, boys and their toys. Okay, boys and their toys. That's what it is.
Yeah,
like,
that's a real thing.
That's a really cool, like, upgraded sewer hose. I need that, you know? Yeah, okay. Well, that's true. I don't need it.
That doesn't have to do with RV life.
It's more of a want. Yeah, okay, so that's true.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, Ketsy, you said, would you change the length of your RV if you could, or do you think the length is perfect?
Yeah.
So, we're in a 30-foot Airstream Classic. And it is the smaller of the two Classic in the Airstream line. And the Classic has so many features that make it easier to full-time. Like, our panels are set up so that it's easy to tell, like, what our tank levels are.
I will say easier to full-time if you're always at a hookup spot.
That's
right?
true.
Like, if you're boondocking, I would probably bet the Flying Cloud or one of the other models would be way better because this thing is it's a power hog. I mean, you've got like power everything in this thing. So when you're not hooked up, it literally will zap all the power real fast.
That's very true.
Right?
But the 30 foot's the smallest it came. And for the two of us, just as we are today, 30 feet is probably really more than what we need as two people. And it would be easier. We'd have like easier time finding campgrounds with a smaller RV. Anything like 25 feet and under, it's almost always easier to find a spot. 30 is just kind of like just over that whatever. So I think we would go for something smaller, but that being said, we want to have kids. And so at the 30 foot, we've got plenty of space to add another mini human. So fingers crossed that that'll work out, and then we'll have like the perfect amount of space. But that's like kind of the high level of how we feel about our 30-foot Classic.
Yeah. Wow, Armando, that's a really good question. What's the best quality of life improvement for RV life? Okay, so like, what is the one thing that's okay? So I've got that's a that's a good one.
Renata, welcome.
Yeah, I would say that there's anything, because we move so quickly, there are certain things that I love more than anything else because they just make life more efficient, right? Yeah. So like the Anderson levelers and Level Mate Pro, it's a no-brainer. Like if you're going one place a month, it's not a big deal. But as quickly as we move, the Anderson levelers and the Level Mate Pro, it's a no-brainer because you can level real fast. That's kind of a no-brainer. Well,
and then also like best quality of life improvement. If you've seen our organizational video,
that's a good one.
We ended up spending about $800 to $1,000 on containers for the Airstream when we did that renovation, but it saves us so much time. When you're living in a tiny space like an RV, you are constantly picking shit up and having stupid arguments about, hey, why didn't you put that up? Oh, shouldn't you do this? Blah, blah, blah. When everything has a home, like,
that's true.
It's a game changer.
It saves time and money.
Yeah.
Because you can see all the food you have and you're constantly, like, using the food you have instead of just, I mean, I think everybody's done that, but everybody does that, right? Mm-hmm. You just have food in the fridge and you never see it. So then you never use it. And it's just sitting there in the fridge. That's a good one.
Truth. Mike and Debbie, welcome. We won't give you a hard time about being late. You're here. That's all that matters.
Stuart, twins runs in her family. In fact, her first cousins are twins. That would be awesome. Yes, that would be awesome. She's against it. I'm for it. You just never know. Kyle, craft beer, always. I mean, that is also a life improvement, I think. Local craft beer is even better. That's one of the things that we try to do wherever we go.
Truth.
Literally wherever we go, I always ask if we're somewhere out and about in a restaurant what the local craft beers are. And
okay, so Stuart asked, do we plan on putting additional solar panels up and add to your battery bank?
Stuart, so we just talked about how this is a power hog, right? We need lithium. We need solar. This comes with 3 panels, 90 watts, right? So we've got like 270. It's not enough. We definitely need lithium. We need more than 2 batteries.
Yeah.
I think, and we talked to the Airstream team this past weekend. With other models, I think you can get by with fewer batteries, but with the Classic, you just need more batteries, right? So we're talking about 4 to 6 lithium. Not as a requirement, but it would be nice. It would definitely help with our boondocking capabilities. Okay. Masquerading toilet for sure.
I don't even know what that is. What is that?
100%. Yeah, dump clogs is a wonderful thing. Yeah, we don't really have a lot of dump clogs. We did in the beginning because we were using like ultra mega, toilet paper. Don't do that. So if you're new to RV life or you're getting your like RV soon, don't get like the ultra mega paper. Like just
one ply toilet paper is your best friend. Yeah,
or it should at least septic friendly. 100%. 100%. Yeah, that's. Man.
Okay, so Ketsy, you asked, how is it pulling it? Do you feel anxious, or is it a breeze to pull? Also, backing into a spot, how hard is it to do? Okay, that's a lot. We'll take from the top. So, how difficult anything is to tow depends on your tow vehicle. We didn't know diddly squat about tow vehicles when we started this.
Discussion.
And thankfully, our cousin is a huge trucks person, and she knew exactly what she thought we needed. And so she got us set up in a Ford F-250, and she
helped us pick out all the specs too.
Yeah. And it's made a huge difference because you don't feel the Airstream when you're towing it.
Yeah.
There's definitely anxiety that is reasonable and probably something you don't really want to get over, because at the end of the day, you're driving a train.
There are so many tips, right? So if you're in the left lane, you're making a turn, you're typically going to have enough room, even though I always take like the outside lane. If you're in the right lane, not so much, right? Because we drive on the right side of the road. So definitely when you're driving the right side of the road, you want to give yourself more room when you're making turns.
So Daniel has just recently started teaching me how to tow the Airstream, which is amazing. And we actually did a video while we were on our way from California to Tennessee recently that's like a beginner's guide to towing, where Daniel basically goes through and shares the things that he's teaching me. I share the things that I remember that he's teaching me as we go. I think it was from maybe Utah to Denver.
It's 10% things I've learned on my own and 90% all the tips that you guys have given us. That's literally what this video is. It's like 90% all the tips that we get in comments and emails and all the things that people send us where they're literally looking out for us. They're like, please do this next time.
Please don't do what you're doing right
so
now.
We've learned so much. We just crossed the 25,000 mile mark in the truck,
which is crazy.
Can you believe that? 25,000 miles in the truck. So we've stayed at over 60 campgrounds or camp spots. So I mean, I would say we're getting out of the newbie
stage,
right?
When it comes to towing, definitely Daniel is out of the newbie stage. Like, when it comes to backing up, like he's had so much practice at this point that he doesn't even really need me anymore. I mean, granted, I'll jump out with my walkie-talkie and like talk him through, and he's pretty OCD, so like he wants it to be perfectly straight and like as close to our hookups as possible. I haven't started learning to back the trailer up yet. We've got that on our list of things that we need to do. Yes, Lori, you, the one who helped us pick out our truck. Thank you. You are the best.
Yes, that is literally my cousin Lori chiming in here. She literally picked out all the specs, and we're going to go through all the specs in an upcoming video, legitimately.
Yep.
She's a truck pro, so yeah.
So, okay, let's see. So we've gotten a little bit behind between
there we go.
Let's see. Trying to envision Daniel asking Lauren why she didn't pick something up. Y'all know, it's not that, Stuart. It's not that. Greg, cheers to you too.
Greg Bishop, man, I've known you for so long, man. It's good to hear you or see you on here. Greg Hansen, that's funny. The Southern gal dropped the first profanity on here. That's pretty funny, actually, especially in our hometown. Yeah, you would think like she would have like rolled right back into her Southern belle-ish.
It's the wine.
It's the wine. That's what it is. Yeah.
Lewis, welcome. John twins, don't you like to sleep? I don't sleep anyway. Daniel is the only sleeper in our house, so it'd probably be okay. Let's see.
I think it'll work out well for us because I stay up all night and you get up early. So you're like, I'm a night owl,
This
you're
is
an early
true.
bird. Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah. So that would.
So, Mary, the wine we are drinking is called Flourish. You see this? Yeah, maybe kind of, sort of. It is based out of California, and it's actually quite tasty.
Bill, your 2019 just clicked over 8,000 miles. Okay, nice. Yeah, we're driving ours into the ground. Yeah, what are we 11 months in right now, or I don't even know. But we're clicking. What is this? 25,000 miles. I would not want to buy the Ford after we've turned it in. That's for sure. With its cracked tail light and dented fender, we'll
eventually get our poor little truck looked at. I feel like she probably needs a little bit of love, but because we're on the road full time, if it's minor, we just kind of ignore it and keep going because everybody knows putting anything in the shop these days is a complete question mark as to when you're getting it back. So that's the thing. But Kevin, welcome from Texas.
We love Texas. Texas was so good to us. We liked Austin was awesome. Actually, everything was, even Marfa. I mean, honestly, Marfa was something truly unique. And it's not one of those cities that you're just going to fly to purposefully. You're going to be passing it in your travels. And that was a fun little town.
Yeah, we enjoyed Marfa.
Marfa, Texas, with a little, it's known for that little, it's known probably for a few other things, but the little Prada store in the middle of the desert, that's Marfa.
It's a nice little tchotchke stop.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah, it was super random.
Greg, thank you. The love is mutual. And Brian, damn, that chip challenge. You must. Wouldn't that be a good challenge to fix his haircut?
No, I was hoping for after that challenge, I was hoping for an ice cream challenge. Yeah, something with milk in it because that was ice cream challenge. I think I'm gonna keep the mullet.
There's no such thing as an ice cream challenge.
There's a I think I'm gonna keep the mullet for the marathon, and then after the marathon in Chicago, it'll go bye-bye. But
thank you, Brian. You are right.
I think
ice cream challenge is lame. I agree wholeheartedly.
I'm thinking there's a famous runner I follow who runs with a mullet, and he has the mustache, and he's a really cool dude. And he lives in an RV actually, so he's several RVs, but. I think I'm gonna do that for the Chicago Marathon, and then I'll trim Maine. Then this will be gone.
This is on the internet, so that makes it official.
Yes, I think Brian is saying amazing ice cream challenge. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm reading right there. It sounds about right. Yep, ice cream challenge. Who can eat the most flavors of yummy ice cream? That sounds amazing. What is your favorite Olympic sport? Ooh, that's a really good question.
Gymnastics. I did a lot of gymnastics as a kid, so that's always been my favorite.
I'm going to have to go with, because I've always wanted to be an Olympic athlete. When I was growing up, I played a lot of football. We'll call it soccer, whatever you want to call it. And I was on my way to the pros, injury, long story for another day. But yes, mullet wrestling is one of them. But I'm going to go with curling. But that's a Winter Olympics, right? Because I've seen those guys chug beer and then go compete, and I'm these guys are Olympic athletes. They literally they will chug a beer and just go curling.
Favorite Olympic sport?
I mean, it's an interesting sport, I would say. They're I don't know if you guys have ever seen Olympic curling, but yeah, it's one of those things where I feel even if I'm because in my 40s I'm it gives me hope that I still have a shot at becoming a curling Olympic champion. Probably well into my 60s, I would say, because there are some athletes that are probably in there. Yeah, so that's
Stuart, I like archery. Archery is a good one. We just recently, so one of the places that we went on our way from California to Tennessee was a stop in Arkansas. We stayed at the coolest harvest house. We cannot wait to show y'all this, but it was called Titan Ranch, and it is a previous military bunker that housed a missile from the Cold War. and they have built this place out and turned it into the coolest Airbnb you've ever seen, and a harvest
amazing.
host, and it's so nifty. But what made me think of that is Stuart's note on archery. They had axe throwing.
Ooh, yes, that was pretty awesome.
And
That's becoming
obviously,
pretty popular.
Daniel sucked at it, and I was awesome at it.
But it's become pretty popular.
Hi, David. Welcome.
You're seeing the axe throwing in a lot of big cities now, which is interesting. Where did we see? We saw axe throwing, I think,
we were at a car show.
Wichita, Kansas or something.
Uh-huh.
They're like, I don't see how this is even legal or smart, or how you even get liability coverage, but there's like places where you're like drinking and throwing axes. Like, doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense.
And it was throwing axes, and then it's on a trailer. It was on a trailer.
Yeah, that instance, it was on a trailer with like thousands of people out and about, and you're throwing axes. So that,
Stuart says, "Can you bring your own axes?" Asking for a friend.
I mean, that would be. And Rachel,
I mean, maybe.
Curling is amazing. Yes, curling is amazing, and I need to get into that sport. I need to figure out, like, we've only ever been to one spot where there was the ability to do curling, and they were shut down there when we were there, and I was very sad about it. It was
How
a place
would you even get into curling?
I don't know. I mean, we're from Tampa Bay. I feel like they need curling in Tampa Bay.
All right, David, you ask a really good question. So have we seen the new 2022 Classic? The answer is yes.
We have seen it. We have seen the exterior of the 2022 Classic. The very first 2022 Classic in the U.S. was actually at the International Rally this past week. We
had it scheduled.
Coordinated a video shoot of the new Classic to do a real tour, because you guys know, like if you're seeing a factory tour, sorry factory.
I love you, but
they give you the very biased tour of pretty much everything, right? We're just straight shooters. So if something sucks, we're gonna say it sucks, right? If something's amazing, we're gonna tell you it's freaking amazing. We should do all the walkthroughs, by the way. But anyways, we had it coordinated to do a walk through the new 2022 Classic, and our contact forgot the keys.
It was very sad.
Yes. I will give you the inside scoop here from what I know off the top of my head. New AC units, Roman shades, tanks. The propane tanks have gone from 40 to 30 gallon. What else has changed?
The refrigerator is
electric.
Propane.
Only 12-volt fridge, not dual fuel with the propane. So you don't have propane fridges anymore in the 2022s. What else has changed? It comes with 2 Battleborn batteries. The front compartment where we keep the batteries are now locked. So we've got all that little, everybody has an Airstream, has that little turny thing.
Yeah.
You just toggle, whatever you want to call it. Now it comes with a lockbox and 2 lithium batteries.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it also doesn't have these.
Yep. These
boxes.
These are gone.
Yeah, these blinds and the boxes around them are gone in the 2022, which is really interesting. We're
undecided because we have yet to see it, so we don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. We'll tell you.
It has curtains in it too instead of the shades like what we have.
Yep.
I will say that the shades, as we have them, we love them. Although we know that there are issues with them. Some of them break kind of easy, but they definitely block out light, which is great.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's probably pros and cons, right? You can see behind us, all of this stuff right here would be gone, and you would see more exposed aluminum.
Which looks cool.
Right. So maybe the pro is that it probably creates more space, probably a few inches on either side. The con is that I don't know what the con is. I mean, because we just haven't seen them yet. So we're hoping to see one very, very soon. We're headed up to Alumapalooza in the factory.
Mm-hmm. In just a couple weeks.
So we'll give
hopefully we'll be able to show you one. And
Yeah.
Rachel says, I don't like the change to the AC, DC fridges. I would agree with that. I would worry about that one for sure.
Yeah. See, we've
Cheers, Joe.
legitimately heard pros and cons of the fridge. Seems to be a very hot topic. The fridge and the blinds. People love the all-electric 12-volt fridge, and some people hate it. I don't really have a preference either way at this point.
Well, we have a preference because we like ours.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So,
But
Stuart, good point. Lack of insulation. We haven't seen the Roman shades yet. They're kind of like, they fold up and then you kind of just drop them down like this. So we haven't seen those yet. I don't know how thick or thin or how they function yet.
Just from seeing it on the walkthrough video that the Airstream team did, I would agree. It looks like there could be a lack of insulation, but it's kind of hard to tell from the video.
Yeah, so there's definitely some changes to the 2022 model year. We haven't seen them all. We're hoping to do a bunch of walkthroughs of like all the new models. That would be, I think, cool because you guys never just gonna shoot it to you straight.
And we did get to see the new Atlas,
Yeah.
which is the van, and did get to walk through the interior on that one. That one was really, really cool.
Yeah. Which one? The
van.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that
awesome.
was pretty cool. New 2022. Yeah, David wasn't a fan of the boxes. That's funny. When the boxed window things first came out, people hated them. Now people love them. This is the only window treatment we've ever known. So
we're fans. we like them. So
yeah.
But yeah.
So there's. Oh yeah, sorry. There's only two color palettes now. There's Estate Brown and Comfort White. So those are your two color options. They've eliminated all other color options as well.
Yeah.
Wow, you're getting like the real scoop here. What else is there?
Rachel Truth.
Yes.
They are not cheap, to say the least.
We have some friends that just purchased Atlas 2022, and we're hoping to do a walkthrough so we can show you guys. That's going to be...
Because it's really cool.
Yeah, it really is. They're yes, they are a little pricey.
Steven, thank you. We're excited that you're here.
Shabby Chick Creek. Would you recommend ordering an Airstream from Tampa or Orlando? I'm going to give you a 100% unbiased opinion right here. I would definitely order from Tampa.
Well, to be fair, we haven't dealt with
We've never been to Orlando. We've never been to Orlando crew. Yeah, we've
just had a really, really positive experience with the Tampa location.
Yeah.
They were so helpful with us.
And still continue to be helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we really enjoyed working with them, but we haven't ever worked with the Orlando crew.
Yeah, and well, the Tampa team they're the number one ranked in the entire US, just so you guys know.
They're one of the largest dealers.
Yeah. So that's definitely where I would go, for sure. We've been to a lot of dealers on and off camera. I will just say that Tampa's a really good one.
Yep, I think that's fair. You are here. Hello from Kentucky. We're basically just across the border. You know.
Yeah. What's that from? Oh, there we go.
From Owensboro,
Kentucky.
I actually don't know where Owensboro is. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
All right. So, let's see. What other questions do you guys have for us that we can answer this evening?
Bring it on. I'm trying to think of some of we talked about the underground military base that we just recently visited. We've talked about...
It was very fun.
We've talked about the ski jump in Utah.
That's coming out next Sunday.
Is it really?
Mm.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, next week is going to be... Woo! You definitely have to watch next week's video because there's a chance that we could have died in that video for sure.
Daniel's always trying to get me to do something that I might die on, I think. So one of the things that we did at Utah, or the Olympic State Park in Utah, is they had this really cool bobsledding adventure that you can do there, which is amazing. And then, but the park itself is what we did because we had such a short period of time there. And they have like all of these adventures. They've got ropes courses, which are really fun.
Like a free fall thing too.
I hated that.
You jump off a platform into like it's kind of like when you see like stunt performers diving into bags, like the big bags, and it cushions their fall.
They make you jump. So the tallest platform is like 15 feet.
I might have been taller than that. I think it was
15 the middle one? Maybe it was 30 feet.
It was pretty tall.
I don't know, but it was horrible.
I don't think cameras do a good job of capturing it, but it was pretty.
You had to free fall jump. Like it's one
bag.
thing to be like strapped into something and to jump, but you had to free fall jump off this huge platform. And not only that, but when you jumped, you had to jump out off the platform and like lean back
and fall flat. You have to fall, so you have to purposefully land flat.
Yeah. That was awful. So that was it was a thing. But we had a lot of fun there, and we'll leave the craziness of the sledding piece of it for the video because that was nuts. Okay, John, have you ever had Airstream YouTube stalkers? No. I think one of the best parts about this whole thing is that like
I don't think we would know. We're just like, come on in. Like, we'll invite you into, like, we wouldn't know a stalker if we found him because we were just like, come on in and hang out and have a beer with us and, pull up on a campfire with us and stuff like that. Like, we're just like open and we just welcome everybody.
Campers are like the nicest people on the planet. So
when somebody comes up to us at a random campground and wants to hang out, we're just like, let's hang out. Let's do this. It's fun. I mean, we wouldn't know.
No,
we love talking
not.
to people. So.
Okay, so Beth says, have y'all done any cave hiking yet? We're camping in Carter's Caves this weekend and are excited about checking out the caves. We really haven't done much cave hiking since we moved into the Airstream. We went to the caves in Texas, the Caverns of Sonora, which was beautiful.
I've been to cave. Yeah, I'm trying to think of. I've done some. There's actually a place where you can do cave hiking. I did cave hiking with your dad in Cuba as well. That was
really?
Off the beaten path. I don't even know if I told you that.
No, I don't think you did.
Yeah, and it had like a underground lake or something. That was pretty wild.
That's nifty.
Yeah.
So no, we haven't done enough of that, Beth. So you'll have to let us know how Carter Caves are because that sounds like something that would be right up our alley. Yeah. And then Christina asks, have prices for traveling gone up a lot this year?
I would say it depends on the state. You see, the problem with prices fluctuating is that we're moving too quickly, right? So for instance, if the prices in Nashville had gone up, well, it's relative to the other states, right? So like, for instance, we were in California, gas was $4 or $5 a gallon.
We paid almost $5 for diesel in California.
But I mean, you cross the border, it drops down to like $3. Campgrounds are $250 in California and $40 in the next state. So it really depends on where you're at. You can cross state lines, and the prices will sometimes double for campgrounds, and sometimes they're just super
sometimes
affordable.
They're normal.
And sometimes they're $15 at like certain. I mean, it's
like
just
the
really
campground
depends.
that we're staying at this week. It's $32 a night for full hookup, and it's amazing. And they have live music every night, and we love this place. So I think it really just kind of depends. I think it also helps if you have time to plan your travel because when you have time to plan, you can always find a better deal. And we don't always have time, which is the thing.
That's a very, very, very good point. Wow, Armando, favorite craft brewery. Oh gosh, man, I love all the craft breweries.
Well, we love Grand Rapids, Michigan, for craft beer.
Grand Rapids, Michigan is probably one of the best spots for craft beers, probably anywhere in the U.S.
We haven't gone there in the Airstream. We actually went there a couple of years ago.
Grand Rapids, Michigan, for sure.
And it was so much fun. They have a challenge that you can do there where...
I think we deleted that.
Yeah, I don't think we have that video on our channel anymore because it was pre the Airstream, and our channel is all about since we moved into the Airstream.
Embarrassing because we got schmammered. I mean, we did.
So you can get a Grand Rapids brew.
It's like a Brusader
T-shirt if you visit
8
breweries.
8 breweries.
And one of the requirements is not that you have to do it in one day, but per how y'all have seen our lives normally, we did it in one day, and it was very, very fun. My favorite speciation is...
because you like sour beers.
I love sour beers, and so Speciation was a brewery that is in Grand Rapids or just outside, and that's my favorite place. I love that place. Oh my gosh.
I mean, okay, so I've got to go with my local hometown favorites always because I have to support them. Cycle Brewing in Tampa Bay is by far my favorite craft brewery in the U.S. Cycle Brewing, love them. We also know the brewers as well, added bonus. But their beer is awesome. Yeah. Honestly.
Okay, Mark has a great question. Favorite vegan foods restaurants?
Easy. Go for it.
I know which one yours is.
It's easy. That's easy.
So Daniel's favorite is in Atlanta.
Yep. No brainer. Yep. It's called VBQ, like BBQ, but VBQ. And honestly, they have you don't even have to be vegan or vegetarian. They have the best mac and cheese I've had in the U.S. And we still eat cheese.
It's vegan.
But they smoke it, right? So it's like it's smoked and it has a smoky goodness flavor to it. Oh my gosh. And of course, my favorite thing there is they have a Nashville hot chicken, and it'd be hard to distinguish between regular chicken and the vegan chicken, but because they deep fry it and it has like the greasy breading, kind of like a regular Nashville hot chicken sandwich, but that is just mind-blowing. BBQ in Atlanta. I would almost deviate on our course for like 2 hours just to get to that one place.
That's very true.
How about what's your favorite place?
I think here in Nashville, so there's a place called Veggie Village here in Nashville, and they have Jamaican style vegan food, and I love Veggie Village. Like that is one of the places
it's vegetarian, technically, right? Or is it vegan? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's
vegetarian, right? Because they have pizzas and like that.
Yeah, I think it is. So vegetarian, but their food is freaking delicious. Love that. Kyle, have we been to Ruby Falls? I've been to Ruby Falls as a kid.
Never taken me. I know.
But that's going to have to be somewhere we go in the Airstream for sure.
Kyle, thank you for the question. Up until last week, I hadn't even been to the Grand Ole Opry. Yes, I know. The problem with marrying a local is that you don't get to see the touristy things that you want to see. So that was my very first trip to the Grand Ole Opry. And I'm excited to see more of the touristy things in Nashville as well. Even though I've been coming here for like 10 years.
You Are Here says Burgess Falls is a short drive east of Nashville. We have been to Burgess Falls.
Oh,
we hiked with Liz and Tina up there. We love that area. It's so pretty, but we should go back there.
To get on. That's a really good recommendation. We should get that on video as well. That is. When we were there was flooding in the staircase going down to the base of the falls was closed. So do you know if the staircase to the base of the falls has been open since then?
It's probably been a year or two since we've been there. So
that was at Burgess Falls.
Michael, never a problem. Thanks for hanging out with us. We're happy to see you. And then exactly Erica says, we're fellow Florida Airstreamers. What are our favorite campsites in Florida? So
we didn't stay a lot in Florida, but you have one.
I had a favorite in Florida. Bryn Mawr
in St. Augustine?
In St. Augustine is this gorgeous campground on the beach.
Yeah.
We have a video that we put out a couple of weeks ago about our top 10 favorite campgrounds across the country, and it is one of those. It's where we did our video about our morning routine. So if you haven't seen that, that's a really good, easy way to find more about Bryn Mawr. But that place is beautiful.
That's where I started getting really good with the drone, by the way, as well, because that was something I had to learn as well. So if you see Lauren running on the beach, she's like, and I'm getting some awesome drone footage. That's when I started to get pretty good at it.
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot better since then, but
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so Robert says planning to go to Maine or Vermont. 100%.
We're going to Maine specifically next year already.
So the Airstream International Club's rally for next year is in Maine, which is so exciting because it's this time of year and the weather will be way better in Maine than it was in Nashville, which we're excited about.
That's true.
But we expect that we'll hopefully be in Maine and Vermont before then because we've done something wrong on our 50-state adventure if we don't make it until an entire year from now. But that is, we've never been. Those are two of the states we haven't even been to flying in from an airplane perspective.
Neither one.
So, and we've heard great things, so we're excited about that.
Maine, Vermont, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Maryland. We haven't been to any of those.
No.
So it'll be a first time for us.
It'll be fun. We're hoping to make our way up that way before it gets too cold. So we're just going to kind of see how that goes.
Yeah, so Floridians, or at least Floridian for life here, when should you get out of the north? Like, when does it get too cold?
That's a good question.
I'm asking that to all of you because we just don't know. We were in Chicago and we heard it was going to snow and we ran away. And that was at the end of October, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, at what point do you leave the north to start heading back down south?
That's a good question.
Right.
Okay, Jamie
Right.
says, do y'all like golf? I live in the neighborhood across the street from the Masters golf tournament. Y'all are welcome to park in my yard for the tournament. That'd be so freaking awesome. So
That
we
would be
suck
amazing.
at golf. We really like to go to, what is the place where you go play golf with the...
Oh, you're talking about Top Golf. Yes.
We like that. That's fun.
Yeah, Jamie, I'm the one that's screaming for and trimming the trees and like making sure I don't hit people. So I mean,
But we're always
I am
down for a fun
okay at golf.
event.
Yeah, her dad is amazing. Her entire family is amazing at golf. I'm not there yet. I grew up playing baseball, and like my swing is just crazy when it comes to golf. So I just need to work on that.
Yeah, but we like all sorts of fun events. So
Yeah, I mean, staying at the across from the Masters would be
pretty epic.
amazing. We will take you up on that offer, and we'll park there and we'll shoot a video. And when is the Masters? Don't even know. Please let us know.
Okay, so most of y'all are saying October, November is when like it starts to consistently freeze. Yeah, we really want to skip that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, not that it's not really fun to watch us miserable in the cold. But
I don't want to even learn how to winterize a trailer. I just want to leave. Yeah, honestly, because it's just, we clearly don't know how to handle the cold at all.
Mhm.
I mean, it was not great. Not our finest moment in Texas.
But we learned a lot, and that was a win.
We learned so much. Solar panels do not charge if there's snow on them. I mean, that's a very good example of a really obvious thing that you would not know as a Floridian. If there's snow in the solar panels, you're not going to charge your batteries. Yeah, we learned a lot of things. Carry 5-gallon gas cans. Keep fuel in your generators. Oh my
All
gosh.
the things.
Paul Childers, welcome, my friend. Paul is one of my really, really good friends. Damn you, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not eating another hot chip.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, we even went to a restaurant, a pad thai restaurant the other day, and Daniel ordered like
numbers like 0. Just give me like what's less than heat.
He's like, I'll take that one, please.
If there's like a cooling level of heat, I want that level. Like I want the icy hot kind of sensation. Yeah, whatever is. Okay, so Jamie says it's always the first week of April, the Masters tournament. That's good to know. April. Yeah, we have no plans for April.
That would be way too far out for us to plan right now.
Yeah, we don't.
We don't plan. My mom earlier today, so because we're in Nashville, we get to spend time with my mom, and she's like, so this year we alternate our Christmases with our family. She's like, this year is a Nashville Christmas. Are y'all gonna bring the Airstream back? Or are you gonna fly in? And we're like, we don't know. She's like, should probably think about that.
Okay, so Greg, you're saying Vermont and New Hampshire in October, fantastic fall colors. Yeah, then head back. Then head back south! Exclamation point. And Bill, you're agreeing. October seems to be the cutoff for the North. Like, it's kind of like a see what you can and then get the heck out, right? On the other hand, yeah, we are pros, Bill. Yes, we are seasoned winter pros at this point. We know what not to do.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, we know. Look for a Marriott that has power if all else fails. Because wow. And the crazy thing is that the hotels, people always say, like, why didn't you just go to a hotel? But the reality is the hotels also had no power, right? And they were booked. I think, Lauren, you mentioned this the other day. Like, they were price gouging in Texas.
It was astronomical.
What was the going rates? I mean, they were hundreds and hundreds of dollars for,
way more than we were.
Like Motel 6, $400 a night. Yep. It was a crazy time, and people were definitely taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to try to skip that this coming winter.
Yeah. Pappy's Tube, are you tipsy? Definitely.
100%. Let's see, how are we doing? Yeah. We've gotten like 2/3 of the way down from our bottom line.
Yeah. One thing that did get us is, it's a good thing we didn't do a live stream in Utah, Bill, or Colorado, because that altitude it'll get you. You have a beer and you're set. You're set for the evening.
This is true. What do you do? But we definitely, I think one of our favorite, as far as like wines go, we had so much fun in Paso Robles because they had all sorts of amazing wine. I swear we could stay there for a while and not even remotely tap into all that good stuff.
Thank you, Peppy's Tube. The both of you. Tell your lovely wife we said hi.
Thank you, Jamie. Cheers, love.
I'm holding up an empty glass. I don't know what that makes me.
I guess
that makes me
I can help you fix that.
Here we go.
Perfect.
This is Wine Down Sunday evening.
Wine Down Sunday evening.
Yeah. Cheers, Jamie.
So let's see, what other crazy stuff have we been getting into lately? Do you have a new favorite RV gadget that you've added recently that is making your life better?
It's hard to get past that. When we're inside, I just admire the magnetic knife rack, that little the magnetic strip that holds our knives. Oh man! And here's a follow-up question to that, right? So, no, we don't travel with the knives on the magnetic strip. We take them off, we put them in a little carrying case, and then we go from campground to campground. And then when we get to our next campground, then we pop the knives back up there. But
that's true.
Knives just look so pretty on display, I think.
Yeah,
it's
they
kind of like
really
a nice accessory. We don't have a lot on the walls there, so it's just kind of nice to see our knives up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you? What's your favorite?
Jose, howdy. Welcome.
Welcome, Jose.
Let's see. Well, so one of the things that so because we were at the Airstream International Rally last week, we got to see all of the gadgets, all of that. It was obnoxious. But one of the things that we were really curious about that we haven't had the chance to chat with anybody about is we saw this really cool hose that was bright blue and it looked like a slinky. How would you describe this thing?
I have to throw this question out to everybody that has an RV that's listening. I've gone through so many hoses. I've got the 0G hose. There's a blue slinky hose that everybody's all over right now. I don't know if it's good or not, but it seems to be popping up a lot.
We like the 0G hose, but I like the blue color. And the 0G hose, even though it says that it's not going to kink, it kinks. It does.
If you own a home, you have a hose, and it probably drives you crazy when it kinks. It's like a non-kinking hose is always a win. Okay,
You Are Here loves their 0G hose.
0G.
What are we doing wrong that it makes it kink all the time? Does yours kink?
Rachel, you ordered 2 of those ultimate blue RV blue slinky hoses. Yeah, I mean,
they look.
We have a 0G,
cool, right?
We have a 0G, but when we came back from Raleigh, there were so many of those blue slinky hoses everywhere.
It looks like it would be impossible for that thing to kink. There's nothing more annoying than trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bill, wonder how the hot chip would be at altitude.
So is that your favorite accessory? What would you say is that your favorite accessory?
Yeah. My favorite RV accessory
is...
I don't know.
Don't have one?
No. Actually, no. I take that back.
So many. Yeah.
My new favorite one is the Level Mate Pro because of the fact that we don't get out that stupid yardstick of a leveler when we get to a new place.
Yeah, we usually
that's annoying.
We used to tag team the leveling. Lauren would have the leveler, the 4-foot leveler, and I would be in the truck. And so now she doesn't have to do that anymore. Your favorite accessory should be what's making this possible. The internet.
Oh, well, the internet is obviously a thing.
Yeah, and our unlimited bandwidth plan probably is.
So we are really excited. We are finally doing the video that we promised y'all. It'll come out not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, talking about our entire experience with figuring out our RV internet. But at the end of the day, I think the most annoying thing about RV internet is that it is still connected to cell service. And so this past week we wanted to do a live stream with y'all, but we were surrounded by 800 Airstream campers. And because everybody and their mom was on the bandwidth, we were worried that we wouldn't get to hang out with y'all and it would be good quality. So
this is an open question to all of you, right? So we're shooting a video on organization. We're also shooting collaboration video on the internet. What are some of the other topics you all would like to see us cover?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because we cover a lot of topics that you guys want to hear about.
That's what we want to do anyway.
Right.
So David asked a good question. He says, have we met the Keep Your Daydreamer long honeymoon crew? We haven't met them yet. Just hasn't come to fruition that we've been at a park at the same time they have.
We have not.
But we love their channels. Like everything.
Yeah. Long honeymoon and Keep Your Daydream. We heard there's a lot of YouTubers that hang out at, what is that place? In the winter. Quartz Site?
Yeah, Quartz Site. In Arizona. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're hoping once winter hits and all the YouTubers kind of like conjugate in one area, we're hoping we congregate, yeah. We're hoping we'll meet more people.
Because that would be super fun.
Yeah.
Rachel, we do have a cell booster. So our Airstream Classic came with a cell booster. We've got to figure out how to connect it to our
we've got the Airstream Connect, but so basically we have a Pepwave Transit Duo Max Duo. Is that what it is?
We've got a really cool router.
Right. We do. And we have unlimited bandwidth through
AT&T.
Using
Bix Wireless.
BixWireless.com. BIX Wireless.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's who he is.
So you are here. So we have Verizon as a cell phone provider, which is why when we did our Bix Wireless setup, we went with AT&T so that we have multiple providers. And then we do have a Verizon SIM card directly from them that's a backup for our Bix card. We don't usually end up using it very often.
I hardly ever use it.
Because we found great coverage.
So we've got the Bix Wireless card as a primary, and then we've got our own business account, Verizon account, as a secondary. So we've got the fail-safes in place. So if one fails, it just rolls right to the next SIM card.
Yeah.
We've got 4 slots in the router we have. But again, we'll cover that more in the video.
Yeah, truth.
Yeah.
But Pappy, we have signed up for Starlink, so we would love to get a hold of that.
I think later this year they're launching it. I mean, the idea is that you just have it all, right? Because you don't necessarily know what's going to work and where. Some places AT&T is amazing. Some places Verizon is amazing. Some places we've heard like T-Mobile is amazing. Starlink would just be another
addition.
Yeah. Really. I think there's no I don't think there's really a no one size fits all.
Not at this point anyway.
Not at this point. Bill, AT&T over Verizon, only because that's what Bix Wireless offered. That was unlimited. I mean, we upload almost a terabyte of data. So when you see these videos, we're shooting in full 4K, multi-camera setup. You've got 4K drone, 4K GoPros, 4K, the big Sony camera we have as well. So
and then
huge
also
files.
we had already purchased our router before we found Bix Wireless because we were trying to work directly with the carriers to get a hold of a solution that would work. And when you go with Verizon through Bix, Verizon does require that on their unlimited cards that you use their router. And because of that, we went with AT&T, and because we already had our Verizon hotspots on our cell phone are actually pretty solid.
Actually are.
So that's the thing. So you just that ability to have coverage from multiple providers is one of the biggest reasons why we chose AT&T, since we already had Verizon phones. But Lori has a good question. Where will we be camping this year during the winter season?
That's a good question. I mean,
somewhere warm. So we have already, so our plan is right now being in Tennessee. We're going to go from here, hit Virginia, West Virginia, before we go to Ohio for Alumapalooza. And then we're going to head northeast to catch a couple of those states before it starts getting cold, and then come back down. So at that point, we'll hit North Carolina and South Carolina on our way back down, which will mean we have pretty much hit all of the lower 48 states.
It's true.
Or the lower half of the 48 states.
Well, we've talked about going to Hawaii.
We have talked about hitting up Hawaii this winter.
We've got some stuff that we've got a plan for Hawaii that involves Airstream corporate. So we can't say too much about that yet, but that would definitely be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody was asked, how do you get your Airstream to Hawaii?
And we want to check out Quartzsite.
That's true.
Quartzsite, because it looks like it would be really fun.
It's supposed to be the largest gathering of RVers in the world, I believe. So we've heard it's hippie-ish. We heard they have luxury camping and nice camping and shops and festivals, and we don't really know what to expect, but because we don't know what to expect, we assume there's probably plenty of you that don't know what to expect as well.
So we gotta check it out.
We should, yeah.
Because it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Kyle, we have looked into Starlink. We have submitted our application for it. Yeah, made a deposit or whatnot. It just hasn't haven't gotten the
haven't
official,
sent the equipment yet.
Yeah, official word.
Yeah.
But okay, hold on. We're way behind. Michael, hello. It's good to see you. Jose, how about cooking vegetarian in RV? What works or doesn't? So honestly, you just kind of learn a different strategy for cooking. I would say that the number one thing that I've learned, because I cook completely vegan when we're here at the RV, and the biggest thing that I've learned in small kitchen cooking is that you just simply have to put things away when you pull them out. If you do that, you can pretty much cook anything and everything that you could in a normal kitchen. You just get a little more creative with your tools because you don't want to have as many tools as you would have normally.
You've done a pretty good amount of food prepping as well.
Yeah,
so.
I love to food prep. That definitely helps with keeping it easy and ensuring that we can eat super healthy. I make a ton of like just really healthy salads. And those are really easy to mix up because you can pretty much change out the beans. You just add whatever you have. We love a good like salsa type salad. I'm obsessed with like a grapefruit salad. So
we need to eat like all the salads because we've got the marathon coming up, and
that's gonna be a thing.
Wow.
Pappy's too. We really want to go to Key West.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Like that is on our list.
Agreed.
I'm pretty sure Daniel's dad is going to like lose his mind if we don't go to Key West this winter because he wants to come.
With us. Yeah.
So that's a thing.
Not only that, but diving. We're PADI certified divers as well, so it'd be good to get down to Key West and do some diving.
Yeah, totally.
That would be good. Yeah.
So let's see. Can y'all hear us okay? I see some questions about does the audio work okay. A lot of RV in the dirt in the desert. Yeah, that's what we've heard too. Renata, do you use the AC very often? How long are you able to use it? Is it too noisy? So can you hear it now? We actually do have it turned on now.
It's on right above our head right now. So
we thought about not keeping it on because it is a little bit noisy. But considering that it's like 90 degrees outside right now, we decided to keep it on for this evening. It's really interesting. We do try to follow better weather than really we are doing right now, but we came here because of the Airstream International Rally. So we're going to be working on getting, because like when we were in Denver just a couple weeks ago, it was amazing. The weather was wonderful. We didn't need the AC.
Just crack the windows open and we were loving it.
Yeah, that's the best way really, to be able to just like open the windows, enjoy the fresh air. Like that's the weather that you want to chase. We're sucking at that right now. Well, that's our goal.
We have certain events we have to hit. Not have to hit, but we want to hit, right? So like because of that, we're we have no choice. I mean, it's like certain states we have to hit. Yeah.
But from a standpoint, with the AC, it's really super easy if we're on hookups. If we are not on hookups and if we're boondocking, the AC gets a little more complicated. So we have to set up our generators if we want to run the AC if we are boondocking. But I mean, it works great when we do. We did get soft starts installed in our air conditioning units, so that it would be easier to run the generators, and those work great.
Micro air soft starts. Yep. Yeah. There's some good guys in the company.
Mm-hmm.
We have two AC units, and it's a 50 amp hookup, or I guess RV. Most of the time, we just need one for the most part, unless we're in a really, really, really hot area. And there are times when it's like a freezer in here, and I'm like, turn it up, like turn it up actually, because it's too
you
cold.
Want the air not on.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, you are here. The UP of Michigan was awesome. No AC needed. That is so high on my bucket list. We can't wait to go to the Upper Peninsula. It looks magnificent.
Jamie, you can definitely hide in our suitcase when we head to Hawaii. No question whatsoever. We're working on some pretty cool partnerships with some brands potentially, but only for the products we absolutely love. There are actually some local vendors that we met at the rally that we can't wait to show you guys.
So if you own an Airstream, you know that it is the cardinal sin to walk out of your Airstream without your keys. Because
you can lock yourself out.
Some goofy reason, Airstream doors are known for locking you out.
But apparently not all Airstreams. I guess like certain models or something, because we've talked to people that have had Airstreams for 20 years and never locked themselves out, but like we've done it more than we'd like to admit.
Yeah.
You close the door and that little like switch
spring latch,
and you're locked out. Just a little bit, it's enough to latch.
And the good news is that we always have a spare set of keys that are in the truck.
Oh, everybody does. Yeah.
But the thing about that is if you might accidentally have left your truck keys in the Airstream, it can get a little complicated. So we met this amazing human being named Phil at the Airstream International Rally, and he has designed this super cool, easy to install little gadget that basically creates a safe mode for your like non-deadbolt lock.
We'll cover it in our video, but I would say it's kind of like the equivalent of a safety switch on like a handgun, right? Kind of like a little toggle switch. It's kind of like that, and he made it look OEM, and it looks very, very
it looks
like
so
it just came
nice
straight from the factory. So we'll cover that in an upcoming video, but it's a pretty good one.
Beth, we've heard really, really good things about those keypad locks. Sadly,
do we know if one will fit on an Airstream? I know, like, we've seen keypad locks on a lot of RVs.
And you've researched it, and you didn't
I
think
haven't
you
seen
could
one
figure
on
out
an
one that
Airstream,
would
right?
work.
Because that, like, and that goes for homes too, right? Like, just boop, 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 and you're in.
Yeah. Well, because we had that on our truck, which is great.
We had it on our home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think the keypads are just fantastic.
Yeah, but we haven't been able to find one that it seems like would work on our Airstream. So if y'all know of a keypad that works on an Airstream, please let us know, because that would be freaking awesome.
Christine, you'll be at Illumipalooza. That's so fantastic. We can't wait to meet you in person. Number 5008. We are 1436.
So we haven't put our numbers on. We keep meaning to do that. It's been a thing.
Yes. Somebody asked what size we have. We have a 30-foot Airstream Classic. Yeah, so that's the size we have. 23 twin beds. Congratulations on ordering your new.
That's awesome.
Jamie, where are we going next? Ah, gosh.
So right now we are in Nashville, which is my hometown. Next week we are flying back and going to Florida to see Daniel's family, because we haven't seen them in months. So we're really excited to go do that. And then after that, we're flying back here to Nashville. We're picking up the Airstream, and our thought process is that we are going to head up to Virginia and then West Virginia before we head to Illumipalooza. So we're excited about that.
You're in DeLand, Florida. Gosh, you're real close. I grew up in Altamont Springs, Florida, so real close to Lake Brantley High School a while ago. But yeah, right from your area. That's awesome. Yeah, I think we've done pretty good for a year. Almost a year, right? We've covered a lot of states.
Yeah.
20-something. We've covered 25,000 miles. And I mean, that's a lot.
When we Googled it, and that's how further than the distance of the circumference of the Earth. So we're pretty impressed by that.
People just asked us recently, like, are you following a trajectory from like the very beginning? Because we know we wanted to hit all 50 states, right? That was a very good question.
That was a good question.
Right? So we started this journey with what we believe to be the most efficient course around the entire U.S.
Well, wasn't it done by like a scientist or something?
It was created by a data scientist, and he literally routed like the most efficient course around the entire 48 states. Not all,
You can Google it.
Right? Yeah, you can actually Google it. And we thought this is going to be our course to tackle all 48 states, right? That was the biggest joke of all, literally. Like, when we actually will have to map this at the very end, once we hit all 50 states, first of all, we're going to have a big awesome party where everybody comes and we just, I mean, that would be amazing, right? Like we hit off the States, let's have a huge meetup, whatever event.
That'd be super fun.
But it is going to look like spaghetti, kind of like your like hurricane maps,
true.
Right? Like here's like all the trajectories for a hurricane. Like our 50 state like journey is going to look like a spaghetti map. Like,
yep.
What the heck were they thinking?
But we've had a lot of fun doing it.
Seriously.
And we're still having a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
And thank you, Jamie. We appreciate you joining because this thing wouldn't be nearly as fun without all of y'all.
We would not be here if it weren't for all of you, honestly. So from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate you all.
Truth.
Immensely.
Okay, so Pappy's too, but he was born in Fort Lauderdale, grew up in Hollywood.
Yeah. Pompano Beach, yeah,
in
Deerfield Beach. Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
We spent a lot of time in South Florida.
We like South Florida a lot. We actually stayed at another really nice campground. It was actually a KOA in Fort Lauderdale that was really nice. Do you remember that place?
Yeah, I do. And that brings up another very good point. We've got a video coming up of what we believe to be potentially the best KOA in the U.S. That's all I will say. Lips are sealed, but it's coming up. It's a new video. And I will say that we learned a lot.
Well, right. So you guys obviously know that if you've been following our channel, that our biggest thing is shopping local and buying from locally owned businesses, like family owned businesses. And we recently met a couple of people who owned KOAs and their family owned businesses, and we learned a lot about it. So
for 20 years, I think, right?
Yeah, we have stuck our foot in our mouths and said that, you know, we kind of avoid KOAs because they're corporate-y, but that's not always necessarily the case. Yeah.
No, I mean, you're going to see a video coming up where we apologize, honestly, for steering people away from KOAs. We met the owners, and they are the kindest, nicest people.
Yep. And they're awesome.
And it's a family-owned place, and it was what we believe to be the finest KOA in America, and that's coming up soon. But, I mean, that's really, really cool.
Totally. The Wads, thank you. We love y'all. Y'all are awesome. And
love you, Wads.
Jamie asked, how long do we think we're going to be doing this? At this point, just infinitely.
Yeah.
We feel like there's so much to see in the U.S. Like,
that's it, right?
We've been to 22-something states now, and we could go back to literally all of them and still see tons of things that we've missed and that we want to go do.
That's been the hardest part, I think. Like, you'll go to a state, and we'll stay for a week, and sometimes even 2, right? And we leave there thinking, oh my gosh, we missed so much. Every single time, like every city we've been to has so much to offer.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we leave, and then people tell us, did you go here? Did you go here? You should go here. And we're like, ugh.
I want to do it all.
Exactly. And we have a spreadsheet going. And again, when you guys like mention all these things, we're like taking notes.
Mm-hmm, totally.
Maybe not necessarily like while we're doing the live, but we go back and we take notes about all the cool places we should visit. And we add that to our itinerary when we're visiting future states.
Yep. So we think we want to just keep doing this kind of infinitely at this point. We know what it's like to travel internationally. And we freaking love having our home with us when we travel. Like, that's something we were not expecting about RV life to just abso-freaking-lutely fall in love with.
Right.
So I know eventually when things are safe and the world goes back to whatever normal will look like, that we'll do some international travel as well. Like before COVID hit, our whole plan for that summer of 2020 was to spend time in Indonesia and in Bali and to play with the baby elephants. And as much as I love weird, crazy animals, we cannot possibly die and miss that. So we'll probably do some international travel as well, but we can't imagine not having an RV and like.
Speaking of weird, crazy, amazing animals, what will probably be one of my favorite videos coming up but we won't talk too much about it because I don't want to like give, it's like, you're getting spoilers right now, right? We got to hang out with all the baby animals, and you're going to die when you see this video.
There was a baby snow leopard.
A baby snow leopard. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But oh my gosh,
so much fun.
oh my gosh,
there are some ridiculously cool, unexpected places here in the U.S.
That is exactly why when we started traveling internationally, Lauren was like, and we sold everything. Lauren's like, let's just try this for 6 months and see how it goes. Here we are, 3+ years later.
It'll be 3 years this January.
3 years later, we're still traveling full time. Like legitimately, we thought 6 months and we will hang it up and settle back down, and
that didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Okay, so Pappy's2 says, how has this RV life affected your relationship?
My gosh.
That's a good question.
I mean, step one, you can't hide anything from each other. You're living in 200 square feet, right? So, like, there's literally, like, all of your habits are front and center, good or bad.
Hi, Elizabeth. No stress on being late. We're happy you're here.
Yeah, secondly, though, I think that it's brought us closer for sure, because we've seen, we don't have a family yet of our own, right? We plan to have kids, but we've seen families where like 2-3 kids pop out of the trailer and they look like as thick as thieves. I mean, they're just like so tight. And you think about all the experiences they're having, they'll take with them for the rest of their lives. And I think to myself, how would this not bring you closer together? You know, like, we had the big house and we know people that live in the mega mansions. Believe me, I get that. And like, when you're in one wing and like the kids are in another and all other stuff, I mean, like, and then you think about how amazing it must be to like just share a small space and all of those memories and experiences, and it's less about like the things in the space and all, like, I don't know, it's touching us to run into all the other families that we've seen a lot on the road as well.
It's really fun to see families with kids like living like this, whether it be like full-time RV or whether they're just vacationing. I would also say that I think one of the things that Daniel and I have always been the kind of people that we're always looking for, like, how can we grow personally? And RV life is just challenging. We didn't know anything about what we were doing when we came into this, and we've worked together for the last 10 years. We've built a business together that has tons of challenges in and of itself.
And stress.
But RV life is a different type of challenge. And anytime you're challenging yourself and tackling those challenges together with a partner or a spouse or whatever, you do grow closer, and it's been a really, really positive thing for us. I definitely think that, you know, RV life isn't for everybody. It definitely amplifies things in your relationship that you have to like tackle, because like Daniel said, I mean, there's no like personal space in a lot of ways kind of goes out the window when you live in 250 square feet with very thin walls. But it's been a really, really good thing for us. We've loved it.
Elizabeth, again, welcome. And Celia as well. Thank you so much. And
Kristen, she says, y'all have the best RV content on YouTube. You are amazing. We love you.
Like, bam, there you go. Oh, no, that's not it. That's the wrong one.
Although, Elizabeth, we are happy that you're here, too.
Kudos for that comment
awesome.
With a little love emoji. But Bill got to meet us in person in Utah. That's such a kind comment. I mean, we just love this life so much. And, you know, we when we're out there filming, we think of all of you, because we just want to like bring you along for our experiences. And we want to encourage you guys to do what we're doing. I mean,
to make experiences of your own. Love what, let's see, who was it who said up here, you are here, says time is the most precious asset we have. And that's so 100% true. And that was kind of like our whole vision for this channel, is to show you guys that, you know, to get out there and take advantage of that time. Like, you don't have to wait. We talked to somebody who, she lost her dad via COVID, and we met her at the Airstream International Rally, and she was talking about how her dad talked about waiting till he was retired, and he wanted to go travel and explore the world, and that never happened for him. And so she was deciding that she was going to make that decision earlier, and she was sharing with us about how watching our channel has helped her make
Inspired
her to make that jump.
Man, that
And
feels
like
so good.
that's the whole purpose, right? To allow you guys to see a little bit into our lives and how we've made decisions that have allowed us to take advantage of that time earlier in life. And, you know, we've made tons of sacrifices to make this possible. But like you said, time.
When you guys see our channel, we want you to think that, hey, like I can do this, and I hope I'm inspired to do this. And you can, you know, sort of live this life, maybe not in the same capacity. I mean, but get out there and live and experience and explore and do all of those things that you've always wanted to do. I mean, don't wait.
Yeah. Okay. Christina asks a good question, and it is a different topic, but she says, did you look at the C classes? Yes, we have looked at C classes.
Yeah. We looked at all the classes.
But
what is your thought?
The C classes is the one with the truck chassis. So
Earth roamer. What? Speaking of things we can't afford, Earth roamers.
The one thing that the reason that we really decided to go with the travel trailer is because we wanted to be able to detach a vehicle and not have to tow one with us. So that we could get into the cities and other places. So that was the biggest reason that we went travel trailer versus doing something else.
Yeah.
But we know tons of people who have a Class C and are really, 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 really happy with it. So
Class A, Class B, Class C, towable. Just honestly, like I tell everybody, just get out there and explore. I mean, we've seen people with pop-up tents or trailer or whatever.
The truck campers. Those things are freaking cool.
I mean, legitimately, like we've just get out there and just start exploring. Honestly, it doesn't matter what you're in. Just get your butt out there and start exploring.
And
honestly.
even if it just means like grabbing a tent and going camping for the weekend, that's like just getting out there and exploring and visiting new places. I mean, we have a really good friend of ours who, what is William's toaster truck? Toaster car?
Yeah, he has a Honda Element.
That thing is so cool.
He has a mattress in the back, and he literally drives thousands of miles. He does like endurance races, and he's kind of crazy. I love him. I love him to death. But he just sleeps in the back of his Honda Element, and he has seen and done so much.
He was sending us pictures this weekend that we were jealous of. So
yeah, no, really, right? I know. Like, how can you be jealous? But literally, he literally took a shot the exact same spot where Forrest Gump ran that spot in Utah. Bill, you would know this, but there's like literally like a landmark there where Forrest Gump took that photo where he's running across the road there in Utah.
But like You Are Here says, whatever gets you there.
Exactly.
That's the thing, right?
100%.
And maybe it doesn't even mean leaving your home. Maybe it's just exploring somewhere that's, close to your home that you've never been before.
Jamie, here's a really good thing, right? So like instead of like when I grew up, we would always hit hotels as a family. There are Airbnbs that will give you that same experience that we're experiencing right now. Just do that instead of like a hotel, honestly, and it'll give you that whole like outdoor experience. There's even like tree houses for rent in Airbnb.
Kyle says, how big's the black tank on that
It's
Honda?
as big as you need it to be because it's outdoors in nature. Yeah, I don't know.
Funny.
I mean, the black tank is. I don't know. I don't ask him about his black tank duties, but I think
this is the only place where we typically talk about the black tank in like normal conversation. It seems to always be on our lives.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so Robert asked, does the classic 30 and the 3030...
Is it a huge difference apart from the 3-foot?
It's just the layout. It's
really
so
is.
different than...
I don't think towing would be any different, honestly. Like, at this point, I don't think it'd feel any different. You have a bigger bathroom, so like we've heard that, Bill, you're a tall gentleman. But a lot of people have opted for a 33 because of the bigger bathroom.
Because like the shower has more space.
Yeah.
And the 33 also has like a little small desk area.
True.
And
rear bathroom. That's Bill's point.
So yeah. So it's just the layout is a lot different. And the bedroom is up front versus since the bathroom is in the back. which we didn't love simply because most of the time when we're backing into a site, that would...
We've got bedroom, bathroom, and we knew we were going to have friends over.
Yeah.
And we wanted to have, like, so we've got more probably space here to hang out with friends.
Yeah. And we have 19 windows, which was a big deal. The 30-foot has more windows than the 33 because it has that big bathroom.
Yeah.
And Jamie, yes, definitely
There's
have a
shower.
They both have a shower. The 33 just has like a big, almost like a residential style shower, like one that you could probably like stretch your arms out and turn around in, versus like our shower here in our 30-foot is, I don't know, kind of like a small box, but it's totally functional and it works great.
Bill, who's super tall, loves 30-foot windows on both ends, and I 100% agree with you because like the windows in the bathroom in the rear are probably not going to, it's not like, I mean, maybe some people spend a lot of time in the bathroom.
We don't.
Reading the paper on their cell phones. I don't know, but like we don't spend a lot of time in the bathroom. So we have a bathroom or a bedroom on one end and like what you see behind us on the other end. So that's where we choose to spend the majority of our time.
Yeah,
right?
That's true. And we don't spend a whole lot of time in our bedroom either, like from a standpoint of like,
yeah,
windows.
And honestly, just get out there and just, like I said, again, just RV, right? Because you should have some like outdoor chairs, and most places come with like outdoor like picnic tables. Like sometimes I go out there with my laptop and I work on my picnic table throughout the day, and that is just, I tell people I have the best corner office ever because I'm out there on the picnic table with my laptop.
Yeah.
You know?
Pappy's too. I'm a 60-year-old disabled veteran. First of all, thank you for your service, sir. And he says, because of my injuries and my wife having a stroke, you two have become our tour guides. God bless you two. Thank you so much. That is like the kindest thing, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that means the world to us, honestly. And you guys are both awesome. And again, like I said, like when we go places, I think of like, how do we bring them into this experience? You know, like we just started using the head cam sort of thing, you know, so like you guys can get like first person perspective. How can we bring you guys into what we're experiencing so you feel like you're there? We think about that with every single video, honestly.
Truth.
Yeah, so
Christina G says Living RV Vision has a cool Airstream with a desk. Super. Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know if I've seen their Airstream. There's
a lot of desk configurations popping up from Airstream lately, right?
Yeah, there totally are.
We just got to see the desk. It was like a, what was it? It was a new flying cloud, or what was it?
It has a stand-up desk on the table.
It has a desk that goes up and down, and we got to play with the toggle button.
It's very fun.
And it just went up and down. That's becoming very popular.
Shannon, we can't wait for y'all to get your 33-foot too, and we are expecting you to come and camp with us because that will be very fun.
That will be so much fun.
Rachel says also toilet, sink, and shower separate so you can both be using the bathroom. Yes, that is so helpful. And then also something that we didn't really think about until, I don't know, within the last couple of months with the bath. So in our 30-foot, you've got the shower on the left side and the toilet with the sink and everything on the right side. Right. But if you open that bathroom door up, it like opens up the space for the bathroom so that they feel more connected and like blocks it from the front windows from seeing anything. Because like, granted, if you're living RV life and you haven't flashed anybody, I don't think you're actually qualified as a camper.
You become an exhibitionist when you become an RVer. I'm sorry, but like it is what it is.
It's kind of true. So,
you have 19 windows, you don't catch them all. You know?
So that part is really nice though about like the separate shower. So it is definitely a thing. But okay, let's see. Christina had a 33, but Celia says, is that Bix wireless treating you well? Yes, ma'am. That is what we are actually on right now. And we are still loving it. We actually went to my mom's house this morning thinking that we would be able to upload faster at her house for some of the video that we have. And the upload that we have on Bix is actually stronger than what it is at my mom's residential home. Yeah. So that's kind of awesome. We're pretty big fans.
Oh my goodness. So no dress rehearsal. You have a flying cloud with a desk and hatch. Oh, that hatch is just awesome.
Do y'all actually use it? We've heard a couple people say like, we got the hatch.
On order.
On order. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
We love the hatch. We've heard people say like, sometimes they use it, sometimes they don't. Like maybe it's not a thing, but it looks so freaking cool. We feel like we would use it all the time.
We've seen, okay, so there's a couple of things. This is really fun, right? So we've seen a lot of things start to pop up at campgrounds. One of which is the inflatable hot tubs.
Oh,
we're starting to see a lot of inflatable hot tubs, right? Right?
Yeah.
The second thing that we've seen, and I want to know literally who on here plays pickleball. Because there are pickleball courts popping
everywhere
up across America. I would say it's got to be one of the fastest growing sports.
Yep, real.
In the U.S.
Okay, pause while people answer that. Lee, welcome. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. And George and Pam, hi guys. We can't wait to see you guys soon. Okay, and then Chris, hello. Someone say wine. Yes, absolutely. And Christina loves the hatch too. Oh,
George
Celia
and Pam
says
just
they
bought the
have a
2022
hatch.
Atlas.
Yep.
Yes.
That thing is friggin' awesome. So Celia, they use the hatch, so.
And it is awesome.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about the hatch is that like it's got a screen as well. And
yeah.
And also you can step on the bumper. Which
really?
Yeah. So you can step on the bumper into the back of the Airstream through the hatch. So that was one thing that I wasn't aware of. I mean, I saw that it had a different texture pattern on the bumper.
Okay.
But I wasn't quite sure if you could stand on it. And apparently you can.
That's pretty nifty.
I would not try to stand on our hatch.
Nope.
I don't think it's supported the same way. Bill, they just opened a pickleball court, old Home Depot building. We had never heard of pickleball as well, but it is like literally.
It looks like so much fun. Daniel loves table tennis.
So I'm a table tennis ping pong. I've been playing since I was 7 years old.
He thinks he's a pro.
And at the rally, we met a guy who is a pickleball. Christopher. He's literally a professional pickleball player. And he goes, tennis guys have some trouble adapting, but ping pong players do best. I'm like, I'm a ping pong player. I do that. So I haven't played yet, but we're hoping to play some pickleball soon. Order some paddles. Yeah. Okay, so Chris, that's a very good point. You make it frowned upon with the inflatable hot tubs. Those are water conservationists.
Which is totally reasonable.
That makes perfect sense. Here's the thing about it. We become conservationists of our own, right? So even though we live in an RV, we go to her mom's house, for instance. I turn the water on, off, real quick. We'll take a shower, shower's on, rinse off, shower's off. Sometimes when we're in a public restroom, I put my foot on the floor, try to hit the pedal, and there's no pedal for the toilet. So those of you that have an RV with a toilet, a pedal toilet,
you'll get it.
Right.
I think for us, the inflatable hot tub thing looks like too much work. We are always on the road. If you were going to be somewhere for like a month or more at a time, maybe it would make more sense. But for us, it doesn't.
So Chris, to your point, we probably wouldn't get an inflatable hot tub ever, but we will participate in some pickleball.
Yeah,
for sure. That'll be fun. Jamie's bottle is empty as well.
Agreed.
We
should definitely do this more often. And speaking of doing this more often, we are going to be doing another live next Sunday night. And everybody can, of course, bring wine or whatever you would like. And Cece, our friend who helped us with our Airstream organizational video from Lily's Organizing, is going to be joining us. She's going to be answering any and all of your questions about how to organize your space, whether it be in an RV or in a home. And it's going to be really super awesome.
You guys are going to love her so much. I mean,
if you've seen the video, you already love her.
You already love her, but I feel like when you put people in front of cameras, they're like, we know the real CC, right? So, and we're going to bring that out next week. She is just a bottle of sunshine.
She is so much freaking fun.
And her husband, Frank, is one of the kindest guys. He's retiring from the Navy this year after decades of service in the Navy. And they're going to be hitting the road full time in their Airstream, and we can't wait to join them on the road. They're going to be just all over the place, and it's going to be it's gonna be so fun to join them on the road.
So you are here. Does she have a YouTube channel for file folding? It's not just file folding. She does all sorts of amazing things. But she's working on building out her YouTube channel. If you want immediate help, you can also go on her Instagram page under Lily's Organizing, and she does tons of really awesome, fun stuff there. But
she's awesome.
Cece is the best.
I mean, her husband is active military, Navy, and her 3 sons are all active military as well, different branches, but they're just awesome people. Honestly, we can't wait for you guys to hang out with them. Yeah,
y'all are gonna love them as much as we do, so that's really, really fun.
Honestly, that's what these lives are all about, I think.
Yeah,
getting to kind of like see how we are, maybe off camera. You're getting the real us. You're always getting the real us, really. I mean,
I know our
Chip Challenge was just straight up me babbling and suffering.
I mean, the one chip challenge was the greatest video of all time.
Crushing the chip challenge, but anyways, that was
yeah, about that. But well, as it is getting close to 9 o'clock and we have to be adults and work in the morning, we should probably be going to bed soon.
That's true.
So thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight. This was so much fun. And like we said, we'll be back next week, and we'll be bringing Cece along, and we can't wait to for y'all to join us. So until next week, y'all are awesome, and we'll see y'all soon. Bye, guys.
Love you all.